Brighton College.
What's up, guys? You're watching Close Look. It's Imran here, and today I'm at the 2013 SFU Relay for Life, held by the Canadian Cancer Society. Last year, across Canada, there was over 170,000 participants, so this is a pretty huge event. Let's go check it out. Guys, to all of you here tonight, your presence is so important to people like Natasha, people who have survived cancer. So just remember that everyone in the yellow shirt, they can't appreciate how you're doing in words. It's just your presence makes them feel supported. All right, guys, it's about that time. I know you guys are all ready to get going. So we've had our first lap by the cancer survivors. Now it's time for the teams to get going. So let's get that music pumping. Let's give one more round of applause for all the cancer survivors, and let's do it.
Watching Close Look! My name is Mohammed, and you're watching Close Look.
So I'm here with the co-chairs of the SFU Relay for Life, Cassie and Sarah. Thank you so much for joining me, ladies. So can you tell us about the work and planning that goes into the SFU Relay for Life?
I think it was just all the efforts of the different subcommittees, the team development, event development. Without all their hard work and all the different aspects being covered by them, I don't think this would be possible.
And it's great to also have a really unique kind of group of students with diverse backgrounds who can kind of bring different connections and different experiences to the table, so that's definitely helped us grow this year.
So how did you guys personally get involved with the relay?
So I started working at the office for Eve back in the summertime. I was doing some administrative work, and then she asked me to take on this role. I didn't know what really to expect, but after being a part of the committee, learning a lot through Cassie, that's how I got involved, and now I'm really loving it.
So I started about 4 years ago. A really great friend of mine who was actually living in my building at the time was going through chemo treatment. So I kind of came and supported him for the first year as a participant, and then really wanted to get involved and kind of give back some more and get involved. So I've kind of worked my way up through the committee, and I'm really happy to kind of provide a little bit more leadership for the new group that we've got in this year.
So last year, there was over 32,000 volunteers for the Relay for Life across Canada. How can people get involved if they want to volunteer or participate in the relay?
Well, there's lots of ways to get involved through the Canadian Cancer Society, not only just through Relay, but if you are interested in being involved in Relay in particular, you can check us out. Most schools will have their own Facebook page, so just kind of look for the school and then Relay for Life. And you can also check out the Canadian Cancer Society's website. It's relaybc.ca, and from there you can kind of search for your community and where there might be relays there that you can participate. So just click on the volunteer link and that'll get you hooked up.
So I'm here with
Haley
and
Layla.
And you girls, I understand, are getting your hair cut and donating it to cancer. So what inspired you to do this?
Both of us have had family members affected by cancer, and friends too, so that's
really important just to keep the fight going.
Congratulations, girls. You're an inspiration to everybody. All right, so I'm here with Brandon. Brandon, can you tell us why you're dressed up like this?
I'm part of the 80s prom team, and I'm actually 80s Robin, so just representing for Res Life. It's my buddy Chad over here.
So for the Relay for Life, they put together teams, and your guys' theme is an 80s prom?
Basically, we have an event going on tomorrow night, and it happened to be the same weekend of Relay, so we said, you know what, we'll represent the 80s and throw on some tight clothes and, support cancer research.
So why is it that you relay?
Honestly, it's always been a big part of residence. We've always, it actually started in residence a few years ago, and it's the first year it's been outside of residence, so I'm just supporting it because I work for Res Life, and I care for cancer research as well, so, yeah.
Thank you. So I'm here with Eve Mitchell from the Canadian Cancer Society. Thank you for joining me, Eve.
Thank you for having me.
So for the people that don't know, can you tell them a little bit about what the Relay for Life is?
So Relay for Life is a non-competitive 12-hour overnight event that the Canadian Cancer Society does across the whole of Canada. And basically the purpose of Relay for Life is to raise money for the Canadian Cancer Society and to raise awareness around cancer, its causes, and what we can do to prevent it and work towards a time when there is less cancer and more people are surviving cancer.
So why is the relay all night?
The reason the relay's all night is it's kind of to reflect the journey that a cancer patient goes through. So firstly, it's to represent the fact that cancer never sleeps. You know, people when they get cancer, they have to go through the journey, they have to battle, they have to fight against it. And it's almost our way of saying, you're doing this big journey, we can stay up for 12 hours overnight and show that we can do something as well. Moreover, it is to reflect the whole journey they go through. So at the beginning is when they find out, it's sort of the beginning, everyone's a bit nervous, a bit unsure what's going to happen. As we go through the night, it's when they're coming to terms with it, they're battling through it. And then as we come to the morning time, when we do our fight back ceremony, that's when they are fighting back and hopefully overcoming and winning against cancer.
So I understand the Canadian Cancer Society doesn't just fund research for cancer, but a number of other things. Can you tell us about some of these things?
Sure. So we also fund a number of support and information services. So for example, we have Cancer Connection, which is a service used by cancer patients, people that are going through treatment. And it's a way to put them in touch with people who have also had cancer and have come through it. So they've got a peer they can talk to about their experience and help them through it. Another thing we do, for example, is our lodges. We have a number of lodges across BC, and basically these are somewhere where people who have cancer can go and stay while they're having their treatment, because obviously everyone needs to go to cancer hospital to have their treatment done, but they're only in particular places. So this offers them very affordable and appropriate place to stay while they're having their treatment. Another example would be we do a driver service where, again, if people need to go to hospital to have their treatments done and they're within, for example, the Vancouver area, we have drivers that will pick them up and drive them to the hospital. So they're just a few examples of the other support and information programs that we run through the Canadian Cancer Society.
So the Cancer Society doesn't just do research, but it plans to improve the life of anyone who has cancer.
Basically, we're doing research to, find a cure, find ways to treat cancer, and find ways to detect it, because that's really important. But the other side of it is making sure that people that have cancer have a really good standard of life. So it's making sure that they get the support they need, and not only them, but the people around them, so their families, their caregivers, because cancer doesn't affect one person, it affects everybody around that person. So it's making sure that everybody has the support they need to get through it, and also making sure that everyone receives the information that they need to know if they've got cancer. So one of the other things we do is advocacy, and we do a lot of work around getting in new bills that come through to ensure that people are doing all they can to prevent cancer. So recently we just had the bill come through that means that youths under the age of 18 can't use tanning beds. And this is really, really important, because if you use a tanning bed, you're pretty much increasing your chances of getting skin cancer so much. So it's a really, really important bill to have put through.
On behalf of everyone who's been ever affected by cancer, I just want to thank you, Eve, and everyone at the Canadian Cancer Society for all the hard work you do.
Do you know what? Thank you, and thank you for everyone who's come out tonight. It's you guys that are making the impact in the fight against cancer. You guys are doing the fundraising, you're coming out, you're putting teams together and coming to our relays. It's you guys, it's the Canadians that are making the impact, so thank you.
So I'm here with Natasha Tom, and you'll notice she's wearing a yellow shirt, which means she's a cancer survivor. She's fought cancer and she's beat it. Thank you so much for joining me, Natasha.
Thank you for having me.
So Natasha, can you tell us a little bit about your story?
So I was diagnosed at the age of 18 with oral cancer of the tongue. I was diagnosed incredibly late stage, so quite frankly, I'm lucky to be here. But I managed to have reconstructive surgery, and that was all I needed. No chemo, no radiation, and now I'm happy and healthy.
So, can you tell us a little bit about how the Canadian Cancer Society supported you in your battle with cancer?
Well, prior to being diagnosed, I didn't really know anything about the Canadian Cancer Society, so I got involved in a very minor event day role. And after being diagnosed, the Canadian Cancer Society became the family that I didn't really have, and the support system that I was lacking. So I'm super grateful for that. The support programs like Cancer Connection, matching people with the same types of cancer, really helped me go through the types of treatments and what I could expect throughout my journey, as well as the Relay for Life, which has really become a part of who I am.
So you mentioned the Relay for Life. Can you tell us what does it mean to you as a cancer survivor to see events like the Relay for Life and so many people participating and supporting this event?
I don't think as a cancer survivor you can really put it into words. For me, it's an opportunity to thank everyone that's been a part of my journey. It's a chance for me to fight back. I so badly want cancer to be a thing of the past, and not have another 18-year-old hear the three ugly words that I did: you have cancer. So ultimately I do it for that, but meeting all these incredible people and being a part of this wonderful family that is Relay for Life is something quite special that unless you've been to an event, you don't really understand.
Thank you so much for joining us, Natasha, and thank you for sharing your story.